Alright, let's go. Konami, press start. New Metal Gear Solid Delta and Silent Hill F info.
A quiet wish to bring joy to someone, somewhere. From that flame of passion, Konami games are born.
Konami games are born from passion and money. What's up, Kabi-sama? How's it going, Friggs? What's up, Andy?
My name is Noriaki Okamura,
Okamura.
and I am the producer of the Metal Gear series. Today, we've prepared an extended version of our recent trailer with a few more new details. Please take a look.
Forgot this was so early? Yeah, it's Japanese time zone. I was up early anyway, my cats woke me up, so we're here, we're watching it.
Where did he go? We've lost sight of the enemy. Find him. We're under fire. Enemy position unknown. Reloading like this, it's a revolution.
Yeah, Ocelot.
Baby. Take this. Here comes it.
The pain. Bumblebees.
Time for you to taste some real pain. What's the matter?
Bumblebees, Snake.
Go back to your own world.
This looks really good.
See you in hell.
Vulcan. I'm excited to play this. I'm genuinely excited to play Delta. And they brought back Snake vs. Monkey, expanded Snake vs. Monkey. Who's ready for a 30-part Ape Escape lore playthrough? Fucking Bomberman? The ghillie suit that turns into rocks?
I'm Yuji Korakado, the creative producer. For this trailer, we wanted to focus on the gameplay. While the basic gameplay of the boss battles remains the same, we've made some updates to the AI and animations, and rebalanced some things. In addition to the main story, the PS5 and Steam versions also include a remade version of the Ape Escape crossover mode, Snake vs. Monkey. For the Xbox version, we collaborated with another Konami series, Bomberman, to create Snake vs. Bomberman, where you'll enter the jungle to chase down and blast away Bomberman. Alongside Snake vs. Monkey, the much-requested Secret Theater also makes a return. In the remake, the original Secret Theater videos will now be found as collectibles in-game.
Okay.
In addition, there are also all-new Secret Theater videos made for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. They'll be secretly carried by enemy soldiers, so try to track them down.
And you have to get them off of soldiers.
The sneaking DLC pack contains unique uniforms with special appearances and effects. In-game, the player can also
even more
find
reason
and
to just
enjoy
hold
secret
everybody
and
up.
Specialized items, weapons, and uniforms to use and enjoy in infiltration situations. And of course, one more thing.
Fox Hunt.
I'm Yu Sahara, the director for Fox Hunt mode in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
But are they going to bring back the Snake's Nightmare
though it shares the
mini
same world
game?
with Metal
Is
Gear
that
Solid
still
Delta
wrapped
Snake
up
Eater.
in
The gameplay is completely
developer rights? I don't think they can ever bring that back.
different. When we say Metal Gear multiplayer, many fans will probably think of Metal Gear Online, but Fox Hunt will be its own new type of mode. We very much appreciate all the longtime fans of MGO who have always wanted to see it make a comeback, but the landscape of multiplayer games has changed a lot since MGO. It took a lot of careful consideration to think about what a new online mode should look like. Based on the iconic stealth and survival elements in the Metal Gear series, we are taking camouflage and hide-and-go-seek to the next level. We challenged ourselves to make something unique that is more than just a shootout. We've used that back and forth tension of staying hidden or searching out the enemy to create an online experience unique to Metal Gear. Those are all the details we can share with you for now, but we're working hard on getting Fox Hunt to you all.
Okay.
We plan to have more news on Fox Hunt in the future.
Yeah,
so
prop
please
hunt.
stay
Metal
tuned.
Gear Online Prop Hunt Edition. I mean, honestly, that could be kind of fun.
We still have more to share, so look forward to hearing even more about what's coming in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Thank you.
Yeah, I knew that, Nora. The Snake's Nightmare was like a demo of a game, but I don't think that developer who was making that demo is like there anymore.
Hi, it's Romuald Carpon. I'm executive producer at ZDT
What
Studios.
is this?
I'm Mika Tangai, art director.
And I'm Gilles Lejeune, creative director.
And today, we're very excited to present you our debut game, Darwin's Paradox.
Darwin's Paradox is an adventure platformer game where players take on the role of Darwin, an octopus who is suddenly torn
so
from
this
his
is like a
ocean by
whole
mysterious beam of
presentation.
light. He
I
wakes
thought it
up
was
in an industrial
strictly
complex and has only one desire: to escape this hostile world and return to the
Delta
ocean.
and Silent Hill
We'll be
F.
traversing a multitude of environments, moods, challenges, and gameplay mechanics. The octopus is very endearing with incredible natural abilities, and we've amplified them to create even more interesting gameplay mechanics and humorous touches.
He's a true superhero. He has incredible abilities. He can camouflage himself, climb everywhere, swim, of course, walk, jump, spit ink to hide and escape. The player will have to use all of these abilities to progress through the adventure and return to the ocean.
And this is just a glimpse of Darwin's adventures. We'd like to thank everyone who gave us such a warm welcome when we announced the game a few months ago. So thank you all. We can't wait for you to try out the game. See you soon.
Okay. Seems silly, but maybe fun. I mean, it looks cute. Not my usual kind of game. I'd play it if I was 10. Yeah, kinda. Kinda feel you on that one. FIFA. Well, Pro Evolution Soccer. eFootball. I forgot. It's rebranded to eFootball, formerly known as Pro Evolution Soccer. Konami's biggest selling series right here. Bigger than Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill combined. This is their real moneymaker in terms of video games.
Oh, mira mi pase. Muy bueno, ¿no?
Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty far up there, but I'm pretty sure their soccer games are the biggest thing.
No, tú, Luis.
In terms of video games, Yu-Gi-Oh makes them like money through the trading cards and stuff, though.
Opta por jugar por la izquierda. Suárez. Ahí va ese balón de lado a lado. La controla Messi. Parece un buen balón.
Dale, apareció.
Goal!
Y llega el momento que todos esperábamos. ¡Qué momento!
Yo también quiero estar ahí.
Can't help but feel like realistic sports games would get incredibly repetitive. I mean, there's definitely a huge market for them. They've just never been my kind of game.
MLB Pro Spirit.
I used to play a lot of Rocket League. That's like the most invested into any sort of soccer equivalent type game.
That make it easy to feel like you're on the field, anytime, anywhere. And we're partnered with some of the world's top athletes to make the game even better, like Shohei Ohtani.
It's Ohtani.
Some of the MLB's current star players
I'm not
have
into
chosen
baseball
their own
either.
favorite players, and you can
My
play
wife,
them all in the
Rachel's
game,
big into baseball.
letting you
She's a big
feel
baseball
what it's
fan.
really like to be a top MLB athlete on the field. And new
But I
this year,
don't really follow sports.
Adley Rutschman
I used to
and
follow
Jackson
football,
Merrill
American
are
football,
joining the MLB Pro Spirit
when I was
lineup
like a
as
kid
our latest
throughout the
partner athletes.
90s.
Inning over. This game tied. We're back.
Whoa, hey!
Between innings isn't just a break.
Hey, the excitement keeps going.
Dive into all the excitement of MLB and play as your favorite teams and players anytime you want. Enjoy the thrill of competition with pick-up-and-play head-to-head matches against
Have they announced a
players
Silent Hill
around
fishing
the
game
world.
yet?
The games are quick.
Hopefully
and perfect for 18
today.
innings.
Not yet.
Awesome.
Real baseball, real fast. It's all here in MLB Pro Spirit. Enjoy real MLB action with real quality and real detail. For fans of gaming, for fans of MLB, and for fans of Shohei Ohtani.
If you like any of these things that we've
Download
listed,
now.
then you can download this on your phone. There's Yu-Gi-Oh! There it is.
Hello, Yu-Gi-Oh fans. My name is Grant Williams, a professional basketball player for the Charlotte Hornets, and I don't know if many of you guys know this, but I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh fan.
I did not
only
know
just
that.
Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, but the anime I watched continuously growing up. As a Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel player, I've experienced a lot of challenges, whether it's trying to find a new Twix on a new Exodia deck, or trying to take down a Trap Tricks deck. I know that it takes a lot of skill and a lot of courage, not only to build the right deck, but also to be the most skillless duelist. To all the duelists that participate
I
in
had
the
about
Duelist Cups, but the Road
a
to
year
Worlds
and a
as well,
half
the World
where I was
Championships,
super
I
into
wish you all
Yu-Gi-Oh!
luck, and I want you guys to continue to believe in the heart of the cards, because you never know who your next opponent might be.
But Pokemon, like, I still play
The biggest stage
and
of Yu-Gi-Oh!
collect
TCG,
Pokemon cards,
the WCS 2025 qualifiers.
but I haven't
the World
gotten
Championship
Yu-Gi-Oh!
qualifiers will be
cards
held on the following schedule.
in
South America,
probably
WCQ, June 6th
24,
Central America, WCQ, July 4th
25
through 6th.
years.
Oceania, WCQ, July 5th through 6th.
You currently play
North
Magic?
America, WCQ,
I've
July 11
so
through
I had
13.
similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! I had like a year and a half
July 25th through
where
27th.
I really,
Games of the World
really
Champions.
liked Magic the Gathering. And then I've been out of it for a very long time. And the recent Final Fantasy cards have been making me want to get Magic the Gathering shit again. But I also just don't have expendable income anymore. I've got fucking medical bills, so I can't fucking get anything. I can't collect cards right now. I have zero expendable money for any of this shit right now. Card game The Chronicles. New Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-off? Yu-Gi-Oh! Honkai Star Rail? Oh no, it's just a show. A new show. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection. Suikoden Remaster and Star Leap. Let's go, Suikoden.
I am Rui Naito.
Prospect of collecting cards is fun, but card packs being effectively gacha-style gambling is a big turnoff. Oh yeah, it's 100% just gambling. It's all about getting that dopamine hit when you pull something that's you've been trying to get, or that you really want, or that you know is really valuable.
This title includes Suikoden 1, the first in Konami's
100%.
original RPG series, and its sequel, Suikoden 2, which takes place 3 years later.
And now, Suikoden 1 and 2
considering-
HD Remastered
yeah.
will be released on Nintendo Switch 2.
While keeping the touching
I just
story
don't
of the
have the
boys who
kind
dare
of
the
money
winds,
for that.
The game has evolved to be easier to play.
That
with
investment
higher picture
anymore.
And sound quality, a double-speed battle function, and a shortcut button for auto battles. For the Nintendo Switch 2 version, the resolution and frame rate have been
I mean, I've
reviewed
never
and
had the money
adjusted
for
to
that
match
kind
the
of stuff when
performance
it
of
comes
the
to
console
collectible
for a more
cards.
comfortable play experience.
Even when I was
Please take
super
this
heavy into
opportunity to
Pokemon, I
experience
don't
the
think
world
I've
of
ever
Suikoden.
had,
Suikoden Star Leap is a new RPG
like,
in Suikoden.
I think twice in my life have I had a single booster box to open.
I am Shinya Fujimatsu.
Most of the time I
producer
have,
of
like,
Suikoden Starleap.
just
Suikoden Starleap is
a
a new
couple of
RPG
packs here
in
and
the
there.
Suikoden world and the first mobile game in the series. This game is set in the same world as the previous installments of the series. and one
I've
of
never
the
been
true
one of those
runes,
types to
the
just
Rune of
like
Change,
stockpile a
is
ton
the
of
key
shit
to the
and
new
open
story of the
everything,
108 stars.
or buy a whole bunch at
Please
once.
take a look at this clip.
私の力を正しく導いてくれるこの人のおかげで笑って過ごせるようになりました。
When
I like the art style of this. Keeping the sprite feel, but giving it a lot more detail and depth.
心の強さが人を引きつけ、強い者たちが集まってくる。それは里の将来にとっても大事なことです。
若様、若様。
紋章を出せ。紋章を出せ。
おい、なんだよこれ。
風の噂によるとあなた。
Give me your runes. Hey, what's up, Ram Ranch? Good morning, guys. Here's a joke to warm up your morning. What do you call a guy with no shins? Tony. Tony. Hope you're doing well today. Used to have a Pokemon phase way back in the day, but kind of got out of it. It comes and goes for me. I mean, I was there when the Pokemon card game started, and I was super into it when it first launched. And it was so huge. It was so fucking big. Like, they had to ban Pokemon cards within like a year at my school because kids were just constantly bringing them in and distracting each other and stealing shit from each other.
We have also opened our Steam store today. Don't forget to wish list now.
And then
we'll keep you informed with the
by the time I got to like high school or so, I kind of got out of it. I still played the games. I played the Pokemon games. I just didn't really collect the cards and stuff anymore. And then I started collecting the cards again with my friend Hirimi. Hirimi got super into Pokemon card collecting again. So he kind of dragged me back into it. And now I'm at that point where like I play, oh, Gradius, new Gradius stuff. But yeah, all I do now is Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. And I strictly do not spend money on it. Life Force. Gradius 3. Hey Newman, good morning. Salamander. Gradius Origins. Oh, it's a collection. All the... Yeah, I can't talk. All the classic Gradius stuff. Konami code. Deliver at all costs.
Winston, sir, Winston Green.
Okay.
With the help of We Deliver, anyone can enjoy the luxuries of the mainland. We deliver anything.
Konami's very good at selling ROMs.
Who is Winston? A madman.
Tell that to Silent Hill fans.
A victim. He's like a fine piece of equipment.
Where's my actual Silent Hill collection?
At We Deliver, we pride ourselves on
none of this HD collection, 2 games in there ported like garbage bullshit.
Reshaping the very essence of delivery service.
Where's my legitimate Silent Hill Classics collection?
With utmost efficiency.
My bad.
Hey, that delivery's mine to make.
This is just the beginning.
something off about you, kid.
This looks kind of sick. This looks fun.
I have never encountered a case as unprecedented as this one.
You think you can push me around? Well, I have news for you.
Focus fire on the new target.
You ain't no ordinary courier.
You don't know what you're dealing with.
How come there's no record of a Winston Green, huh? I'm done explaining myself to you.
For some reason, the models and the art style reminds me of Archer, the cartoon Archer.
If I've learned anything, it's that some things are just out of our control.
Deliver at All Costs is a narratively driven action game where everything is destructible, where you follow a character who is on the downward spiral towards insanity.
Deliver at All Costs is the game that puts you in the shoes of this very unlikely everyday man who is put upon and frustrated with all the troubles that every one of us has experienced in their everyday life. But you have this perfect opportunity to let loose and explore this world and destroy it if you should want to. And you will be constantly
There's a demo on
challenged,
Steam for this
and
game?
hopefully you will also constantly be given reasons to laugh.
Very subtle.
Just in time. Eden's Zero. Yeah.
友達になってくれ。俺と友達に。たくさんの国へ行き、たくさんの人と会え。
Manga getting a game adaptation.
作りなさい。マザーに会いに行くんだ。
ワイズシュタイナーは俺だ。てめえの誰なんだよ。
エーテルギアがあるゆえ EMP のピーナとお呼びください
Admittedly, I'm not familiar with this one at all.
その涙のために戦え。
エーテルギアだ許さんせよ。
この船俺にくれ。そしたら空に出してやる。
私は必ず師匠を見つける
Still hoping for a stream where you and Dog talk about Silent Hill 2 Remake, just saying. So, Dog messaged me about doing something like that back when I was getting through, like, when we were still getting through our first playthroughs. And he was like, once we've both played through the game a few times, we should do like a collaboration stream. And I told him I was down for it. So maybe after the cam hack, I'll see what Dog is up to, see if he still wants to do that. Survival Kids. I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna not play it. I'm gonna be playing Grounded 2 instead. Like, I was a big fan of Grounded, which is basically for those who don't know what Grounded is, it's the survival building Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game, basically. And normally I don't get into those kinds of games, but I was super into Valheim. And I had a bunch of people suggest Grounded, and I wound up really, really liking it and playing all the way through it and finishing the story and stuff. And the second one, Grounded 2, just got announced at State of Play, I think. But yeah, looks really good. I don't know about this. I probably won't play this. Yeah, it's just kind of hard to schedule.
For Survival Kids, a new title for
Me and Dog are on different sides of the world.
Survival Kids is a
Our time zones don't always line up well.
You play as one of up to 4 kids who have been shipwrecked on a desert island.
The way that we've designed this game is that we don't punish the player for making mistakes.
We'll make
There's
it
no
happen.
failure to the game either. You can complete the puzzle how you want to complete.
We're also
going to
probably play some
not just about washing
Metal
up
Gear
on an
Solid
island,
Delta online
exploring it,
together.
completing the puzzle and then building
Do
a
some
raft
fox
and then
hunt.
escaping. You can come back. You can explore some more. There's hidden objects in the world. There's fish to collect. There's different types of food.
And also we wanted to incorporate multiplayer as well. We wanted this to be a way to bring friends and family together. Making it accessible and streamlining the crafting and the survival elements was really important to us. The Survival Kids is a really old Konami IP that originally appeared on the Game Boy Color. We looked at it and thematically we loved it. It felt really nice that this would go full circle.
I didn't realize it was
starts
like
on Game Boy Color and we can
a Game
evolve
Boy
it and
Color
bring it
Konami
to
game.
the new Nintendo console.
One of those little
And
hidden
we're
ones.
really looking forward to people enjoying the game. We had
I never heard of it, never played this.
the game, and really hope that the players enjoy playing it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Hey, Silent Hill F. Here we go. And the demo drops today. Come on.
嘘ついてるよね。騙せてると思う？ひなこを。ひなこはね、死んだんだよ。
Come on, give me a demo. Or at least some new
Silent Hill was a
scenes.
series that fused the essence of Western horror and Japanese horror. But as the series progressed, I felt that the essence of Japanese horror was lost. I began to feel a desire
Yeah,
to
it's because
create
you
a
started
Silent Hill with
outsourcing it
100%
to non-Japanese
essence of
developers.
Japanese-style horror. If I were to create a Silent Hill with a Japanese aesthetic, I believe that a production team from Japan or Asia would be ideal. At that time, I came across Neobards. I felt they were a great team as they had worked with several major Japanese publishers and were able to communicate smoothly.
Our team, Neobards, has been working together for almost 20 years. We're thrilled that our past work caught the attention of producer Okamoto, leading to this collaboration. Many members of our team are longtime fans of Silent Hill and Ryokishio 7. We also began having in-depth discussions with Konami on how to develop a game experience that maintains the spirit of Silent Hill within a Japanese atmosphere.
I still need to catch up on the rest of Ryukishi's work. I'm only familiar with Higurashi.
But really understand what the key atmospheric elements that define the classic Silent
And even
Hill
then,
titles
like,
were,
only kind of
in
vaguely.
order to evolve them for F. So we spent a lot of time iterating and discussing between Neobards and Konami on how to bring that uneasy charm and loneliness of Ebisugaoka to life. Keeping in tradition with the Silent Hill series, our protagonist Hinako is also designed to be an ordinary person. However, it was crucial to us to have fun and interesting gameplay. For Silent Hill F, the team spent a lot of time focusing on creating a combat system that would feel both fresh but familiar, yet also be thematically appropriate and not overly complex.
The UI.
The setting of Silent Hill F
The-
has shifted
the
from
Sekiro
the town of Silent
UI.
Hill to Japan. But it remains a psychological horror experience where one confronts themselves within a mental world. Taking into account that it's a
Our
psychological
first Silent Hill
horror, we
Souls-like.
sought to enhance the essence of Japanese-style horror. The hallmark of Japanese horror is not simply
Damn, look at how
grotesqueness,
fucked up the
but
clothes and everything get.
coexistence of beauty and the disturbing. We are creating this title with a concept: find the beauty in terror.
I love this environment.
As a key concept in Silent Hill F is the idea of beauty and terror. We created our visual designs to have a distinct uneasiness to them, but also have a horrific charm that would make it so you just couldn't stop staring. In this matter, we were
The doll
extremely
enemy.
fortunate to be able to work with Kara-san to design our key character art, as their designs perfectly suited the ideal of beauty and terror.
Look at that wonderful concept art.
Regarding the setting, we carefully considered which
There's
era would provide
Ryukishi.
a stage and environment that could depict the theme of the story with a higher contrast, and I chose it accordingly. The Showa era, though just half a century ago, feels like a different world. One that remains connected to our present, yet preserves customs and superstitions long forgotten in modern life. I hope you'll enjoy that contrast as well.
Another key reason we chose this time frame and location was that there were many, many elements we could draw from that would both feel familiar, yet alien to many players, supporting that sense of uneasiness.
When designing the levels, we began by using the Kinkatsu area of Kinsan Town as a foundation, then selected several representative Japanese locations, such as Dagashiya, schools, shrines, and more. These locations, with their strong Showa-era atmosphere, help immerse the levels in a distinctly Japanese setting. Of course, we haven't forgotten
That sounds like
the
Shattered
world of Silent
Memories.
Hill, which is a core element of the franchise. After extensive discussions and iterations, and collaboration with Ryukishi 07 storyline, we crafted a level experience unique to Silent Hill F. We believe that for Asian players, these Japanese-style environments will feel familiar, while for Western players, they will be striking and intriguing. Through this game, we hope more players can experience the unique aesthetics and design sensibilities of Japanese culture.
I'm gonna have a good time cam hacking this game, looking around at all these environments and details.
Personally, I believe it's a theme well suited to the world of Silent Hill, but I'll leave it to all of you to decide whether it truly fits. We had countless discussions with Neobards about direction and expression throughout development. I truly feel that everything we hoped to convey through the scenario was fully understood and embraced by the team.
The Silent Hill F storybook. Send it to me.
One of our core development goals was to make sure Ryukishi's
Send me the lore book.
Storytelling characteristics were completely preserved. Because the flow and pacing of a script is very, very different than that of a playable game, there was a lot of discussion and iteration between our teams on what things would need to be adjusted, why they would need to be adjusted, and how to best go about it. For instance, something we had to consider was the flow of the levels in relation to the story, such as when to push players along.
Look, they've got the actual
when to give them the freedom to explore.
costumes hanging up back there.
In order to present Ryukishi-san's lore in the most suitable way, we'd organize what information would fit best where, such as through environmental storytelling,
Dark Shrine. Yeah, the Dark Shrine is this game's otherworld.
Characterization through animations, VO, etc., etc. And of course, what parts would be most suitable as a cutscene.
I believe the narrative design of this title is built on one original core element and two fresh new aspects. The core lies in how we carry forward the unique sense of dread and horror that defines Silent Hill. The new aspects come from the story crafted by Ryukishi 07 and the gameplay design that complements it. We carefully considered which moments should create direct stress through gameplay and which should evoke fear through camera work and composition. With this title shifting from a Western setting to Japan, we aim not only to reflect that change in the environment, but also to ensure that the performance and presentation evoke a cultural atmosphere that resonates with players.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. You're different. I love that key art. That's also really good. Oh. Don't tease me like this. He spoke of torture and souls. So outrageous the toll. Bloober's making Silent Hill 1. It's official. It's official. Bloober's making Silent Hill 1. They're remaking Silent Hill 1. It's happening. We had a lot of clues that it was going to happen, but it's actually happening now. Is that it? That's probably the big finishing announcement, right? And Hey, get stuff on sale. Take the survey. Konami. And that's it. That's it. Ooh, baby. We're getting Silent Hill 1 from Bloober Team. We are getting Silent Hill 1 from Bloober Team. Let's fucking go. Glad they're actually doing 1, not 3 directly. There were so many fans who were speculating and wondering if they were just going to jump straight to 3 or 4. 1 makes the most sense. 1 makes the most sense. I'm glad they took the logical step there. But at the same time, God, what are they going to do with it? Who is going to be the cast? How are they going to make that work? There are so many. Again, like, as much as I enjoy Silent Hill 2 Remake, and I feel like Bloober got a good sense of how to handle those remakes, because I had super low expectations for Bloober Team when Silent Hill 2 Remake was first announced, and I feel like they did an amazing job with it. Not perfect. It's got its flaws, but like it's very fucking good. Like, much, much better than anything I would have imagined Bloober could have pulled off. And I hope going into Silent Hill 1, they're able to refine some of those things that were a bit off with Silent Hill 2 Remake. Kind of clean up combat, and I don't know, there's certain things I wish there could be a little bit better balance with. Text when you're examining things, and internal monologue from characters, and cutscenes and cameras, cinematic cameras. Damn, that's awesome. I'm just wondering, isn't Silent Hill already a masterpiece? How can someone top that? I mean, Silent Hill 2 is already a masterpiece, and Silent Hill 2 Remake didn't top it, but it was a love letter to Silent Hill 2. Like, it was a good game that was not trying to top the original. It was just showing how passionate Bloober actually was as fans towards Silent Hill. I think people need to get that mindset out of their head. Like, remakes are not necessarily trying to top the original Dog Syrup. They can be accompaniment pieces to go alongside an original. And I think as long as it's treated that way and kind of received that way, people won't stress so much about it. Okay. Hold on. Harry's kind of a blank slate, so I'm wondering what they'll do with him. I disagree. I think Harry is a great character, especially if you take into consideration his like notes and memos and the type of person he was through his writings in like Silent Hill 3, talking about how him and his wife thanked God they could find a child when they couldn't have one of their own, and his wife was sick. How after the events of Silent Hill 1, he was considering strangling baby Cheryl to death because he didn't know if she was just a demon or something. Like the confliction in his character and how he decided to love her and raise her anyway. I disagree. I don't think Harry is blank slate at all. I think there's a lot of depth to Harry Mason as a character, And I really hope that Remake tries to emphasize a lot of that. In Metro 2033, the protagonist narrates his notes in game. I wish Harry does the same in the remake. Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't want it to be taken too far, where you've got a character constantly talking to themselves out loud, because then you wind up with fucking downpour type stuff. But like, there needs to be a bit more. We need to be able to tap into that internal monologue somehow. And in this day and age, they can't just put text on a screen, unfortunately. People won't read it. A lot of game, like these days, it's so frequent, and especially like when I'm going through the Silent Hill subreddit, there's so many new players who are like, I'm in the prison in Silent Hill 2 Remake, and it's my first Silent Hill game ever, and I don't know what's going on. And it's like, well, yeah, you have to fucking actually read notes and pay attention to know the story. You can't just do the gameplay and skip everything else and know what's going on. So that they have to cater to that audience, unfortunately, which is why you get a lot of action and spoken word cutscene rather than, you know, text and memo and stuff like that. Like, obviously there is still lots of that, but yeah, there's unfortunately a lot of players in the modern age that just, they don't care. They skip that shit. They don't read. They don't think or process what they're hearing or looking at. Why cater to people who can't read? If they can't read, they don't deserve to get the story, because Konami doesn't give a fuck about who deserves to get the story or not. They care about selling units. Like, at the end of the day, they want to sell games. Whether you are, you know, a diehard, super analytical type of fan like me, or whether you are a I just want to press X until I beat the game type of person. Hospital Otherworld transition and a remake? Dude, so much stuff for the remake. So much stuff from Silent Hill 1. I can't imagine how they're going to handle it. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay. I'm going to pull this back up in a moment. And by in a moment, I mean right now. Let's go back through this.
Shu-kun, 嘘ついてるよね。騙せてると思う?
See the bubbling and stuff going on over here? These are like bodies coming out. Yeah, like there's a person right here, a robe with a head turned down.
Hinako はね、死んだんだよ。
And I mean, this is old trailer footage we've seen, but I'm still just gonna go through because there was some new stuff here.
A series that fused the essence of Western horror and Japanese horror. But as the series progressed, I felt that the essence of Japanese horror was lost.
I hate this statement. I hate this statement as though it was not 100% entirely Konami's decision to separate Japan from Silent Hill. Like, they act like it was out of their hands, the way they phrase it. And this is not the first time that Okamoto has expressed this. Like, yeah, it's at least they are acknowledging it, but the way it's presented is like, oh, it lost that that sense of blending Japanese and Western horror. Like, yeah, because you outsourced it to the cheapest Western developers you could for like 15 years. Of course there was no more Japanese influence in it anymore. You fired all the Japanese guys. Like,
I began to feel a desire to create a Silent Hill with 100% essence of Japanese-style horror.
so this is, you know, they're trying to come back about it. Like, all right. We took Japan out of Silent Hill for such a long time. Let's just go full Japanese on this one. And I'm not opposed to it. I know a lot of fans are. A lot of fans hate on this simply because it's a Japanese setting. I'm willing to be more open-minded about this kind of stuff because if it's a good horror game, that is important to me. If it's got good environments and good gameplay and good characters and good story, that's awesome. And if they manage to actually reference and tie in, even if it's not the deepest of tie-ins, like, it needs to be a little bit more than Silent Hill Short Message, where there's just like the one note kind of referencing things, your Silent Hill Phenomenon throwaway note. It needs more than that. There needs to be some substantial connection. I want to know there's spiritual places like Silent Hill all over the world, or there's early formations of the cult that wind up migrating to America and settling. There needs to be something. There needs to be something there to connect all of this. It can't just be the throwaway note. It can't just be completely unrelated like Ascension. I'm hoping it doesn't go that direction. Are you getting the deluxe version, Nub, or just standard? Oh, I'm getting the deluxe everything edition. Like, of course. Why would I do anything less? I did the same thing with Silent Hill 2 Remake. I got the deluxe edition on PC and PS5 because I want to compare both versions with all of the content, and I want the 48-hour access because I'm a content creator. I've got to stream, and I've got to make videos, and I have to compete with all the other fucking other people out there streaming and making videos. So this is literally my job, is to cover all of the content, and that means I have to get all the bells and whistles, whether I like to or not.
If I were to create a Silent Hill with a Japanese aesthetic, I believe that a production team from Japan or Asia would be ideal. At that time, I came across Neobards. I felt they were a great team as they had worked with several major Japanese publishers.
And by several, I mean, yeah, several, but the main ones are going to be Capcom, because they did Reverse and Resistance. What was the other Resident Evil spin-off stuff that Neobards did? They did a couple of Resident Evil spin-off games. That's like the only stuff I know from Neobards, and I never played them.
And were able to communicate smoothly.
The nurse figure, the pyramid head figure, the nurse figure. Stuff on the monitors.
Our team, Neobards, has been working together for almost 20 years. We're thrilled that our past work caught the attention of producer Okamoto.
I'm just trying to look at all these little monitors and things. Stuff that we've seen. We've seen this trailer. But oh, look, the pyramid head holding the mannequin up. Bring Team Silent back for fuck's sake? Okay, so you want to hear my theory on this? So it's very, very common in Japanese culture that when doing business deals, companies and teams will just go out for drinks together and pitch ideas. And that's where a lot of stuff comes from. Silent Hill 2 Remake came from Bloober Team going and pitching ideas to Konami and going out for drinks with them when they originally decided to settle on Bloober Team and do all that. They went out for drinks. When they brought on Masahiro Ito and Akira Yamaoka, that was for, they went out for drinks and stuff like that. It's a very common thing. In the recent State of Play, or not State of Play, in the Xbox, whatever, showcase that happened recently, Arc Systems and Marvel are making a fighting game, and they do a little like behind the scenes development thing as part of that showcase where they're talking about going out for drinks. And that's how they went out for drinks and pitched the idea. Hey, ArcSys guys, what if you made a Marvel fighting game? Right? So give me a second. I'm trying to find this particular image. So we know that Silent Hill 1 remake is happening. It was officially announced as this part at the end of this showcase. God, where is it? I'm trying to find the picture. Basically, Team Silent went out for drinks together recently. They all reunited. So I'm trying to find. Here it is. Oh, shut up, Instagram. So this is a very common thing, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but a lot of times in this Japanese culture and business culture, going out for drinks is usually the precursor to like, we're planning a project. This is all of Team Silent. Most of the core members of Team Silent, Yamaoka, Ito, Owaku, Tsuboyama, like everybody, all the main people reunited earlier this year to meet and talk over drinks. And we know that Silent Hill 1 remake is happening. So here's the thing. Silent Hill 2 remake happened, and it did really well. And the reason that a lot of people attribute it to doing really well is because they brought Ito and Yamaoka on to the development team as consultants. You still had Yamaoka helping with music. You still had Ito helping with art. Owaku was not in the shot, but in the... he was off camera. He was there in the description. So, here's my theory. Here's my idea here. Silent Hill 2 Remake did really well, bringing on 2 original core members of Team Silent as consultants. Silent Hill 1 Remake might do even better if we bring back all of these guys. Maybe not in a direct hands-on type of position, but if you have all of these guys as directors, as consultants over each respective part of the development team, dude, we're gonna get a fucking amazing adaptation of Silent Hill 1, if that's the case. Now, this is my spitballing. This is just my theory crafting here. But this could potentially be what they're going for. So, that's my ideas on that.
Leading to this collaboration. Many members of our team are longtime fans of Silent Hill and Ryokishi 07. We also began having in-depth discussions with Konami on how to develop a game experience that maintains the spirit of Silent Hill within a Japanese atmosphere.
With the major thematic shift.
Don't want to get my hopes up too much, though. Let's just see what happens. Exactly. Like, not trying to jump to conclusions or get ahead of myself here. But Team Silent went out for drinks. Team Silent went out for drinks. Ito and Yamaoka were there. They just got their paycheck from Silent Hill 2 Remake. And they want all their friends to get in on that action while Konami is still doing something with this series. Just saying. Just saying.
It was absolutely critical for us to not merely copy, but really understand what the key atmospheric elements.
What's the earliest possible for Silent Hill 1 Remake? Maybe Halloween 2026? Absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. 2027, late 2027 would probably be the earliest. If we keep on the release pattern that they are going with already, for everything that's come out so far, we're going to get Townfall. We're going to get Silent Hill F in like 104 days, 103 days. We get Silent Hill F. And then probably about 6 to 9 months after that, we'll probably get Townfall. And then maybe like another year after that, we'll probably get Silent Hill 1 at the absolute earliest.
That defined the classic Silent Hill titles were, in order to evolve them for F.
God, I love it.
Find the classic Silent Hill titles were.
The fog looks nice. The creature coming out from behind the thing in the distant fog looks nice. Do we have any info on Townfall, though? The last info for Townfall that we got is that when Annapurna, the publisher, completely walked out, they had to restaff all of the publisher. It was just the publisher, not the developers. No Code, who's developing Townfall, nothing happened with them. So development should have still been on track. It might have been delayed when the publisher walked out, but they had to restaff all of Annapurna. And they posted on social media, fans, don't worry, Townfall is still in development, when all that was going on. So we got reassurance that they're still making Townfall. That's the last news we got. Locomo, thank you for the 47 months. Very much appreciate the love and support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Townfall is actually supposed to take place in Silent Hill, right? I believe so. I think it might also be kind of like a little... People are speculating that it's like an anthology type series. That it'll be something kind of like Dark Pictures, where it's a lot of little stories. So some of the stories might be in the town. Some of the stories might be out of the town. Yo, what's up, Zappa? Hope you're doing good, man. Miss you, buddy.
For F. So we spent a lot of time iterating and discussing between Neobards and Konami on how to bring that uneasy.
Yeah, I love these environments. I'm going to have such a great time just going around and looking at stuff like I always do. Speculating on the clothes, since someone brought that up earlier. If it's going to be health related or story related. Health related would be very strange. Like, I can suspend my disbelief. Not everything in games needs to be realism. So even Silent Hill 2 Remake has like James get his jacket all bloody and scuffed, and then you jab yourself in the arm and all the blood magically sucks back into your body. And your jacket gets clean. But completely restoring a like almost completely tattered Seifuku seems very strange to me. If that's like a health mechanic, it might be the case. We know that there are going to be shrines as some sort of a mechanic in the game, because in the deluxe pre-order stuff you get some bonus items and it tells you like how to get those bonus items. And there it says there are whatchamacallit, Kamidana, not Kamidana. What are the other ones called? Hold on. It's on the let me pull up the pre-order image stuff. In-game consumable items. Oh, is it not on these images? Is it on the Steam page? But basically these little shrines that you're going to interact with in order to claim your like bonus deluxe edition items. So these are probably going to be your like save points, and stuff like that. It's going to be where you like switch out your costumes. Hokora. So if you go on the Steam page and you look at the deluxe edition contents and all the extra stuff that it tells you, so the costume changes Hinako's appearance. To apply this costume, access a Hokora in the game and select change costume from the menu. So Hokora, the little mini shrines, are going to play some sort of mechanical, substantial role in Silent Hill F.
Charm and loneliness of Ebisugo to life.
You might have like a costume reset when you make it to those Hokora. Hey, what's up, Baylit? Hello and congrats for the Silent Hill 1 remake. I mean, don't get ahead of yourself. I'm glad that it was announced. It's cool that Bloober Team's doing it. They did a great job with Silent Hill 2 remake. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I've got a lot more hope for this as compared to like when Silent Hill 2 remake was announced, and I was like, Bloober Team. They did a great job with Silent Hill 2 remake. They restored my faith that they can sort of make a not insulting remake in terms of Silent Hill. So we'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it looks. Did they drop a trailer for Silent Hill 1 remake? No trailer, just the very first announcement of it.
Keeping in tradition with the Silent Hill series.
We will probably I imagine we're going to get Silent Hill F this September, right? That's already announced. The following October, we're probably going to get a Silent Hill transmission and hopefully Townfall information and hopefully Silent Hill 1 remake information. That's my prediction.
Our protagonist Hinako is also designed to be an ordinary person. However, it was crucial to us to have fun and interesting gameplay. For Silent Hill F, the team spent a lot of time focusing on creating a combat system that would feel both fresh but familiar.
The UI. So you've got the like crescent moon, you've got the two little things here and the circle, the flower meter, the red bar, the green bar, I'm guessing stamina, health, some sort of power. Day-night cycles, maybe? I think it only shows the crescent moon. Hope you can turn it off. I really hope this is a toggle, which is what they did with Silent Hill 4. A lot of people back in the day when Silent Hill 4 launched were really unhappy that Silent Hill 4 had an on-screen UI with your charge meter when you're like charging up your weapon and stuff like that. But you can toggle that off. That was an option for Silent Hill 4. So I hope they do something similar here if you want a nice clean view without the UI. We don't know what all the items do yet, like all the pre-order bonuses, so there's probably some sort of buffs and things that you get through items.
Yet also be thematically appropriate and not overly complex.
Also, I just like that environment. This man playing on an Xbox controller? I mean, if they're working on PCs, I guess that kind of makes sense. Look at his little mini arcades.
But familiar, yet also...
I love the classroom. I love the classroom. It's distinctly Japanese, but for some reason, I'm still getting Midwich vibes. The lighting and stuff here. Just all the little various things on the walls.
Also be thematically appropriate and...
There's like a anatomical dummy there.
and not overly complex.
The setting of Silent Hill F has shifted from the town of Silent Hill to Japan, but it remains a psychological horror experience where one confronts themselves within a mental world.
This is I think the one thing that is dividing the most among Silent Hill fans right now is the fact that they've taken it out of the Silent Hill setting and moved it to Japan. There are so many fans who are writing this off already just for that fact alone. And again, it's for that reason that I hope they just make a really damn good game and they try to tie it in to some established lore in like a meaningful way to hopefully bring those types of fans around and not be disappointing to fans like me who are going to, give it a fair shot. And I think that's one of those things that people need to understand now. They fucked up the direction they're taking the series now. They basically fucked up by calling the series Silent Hill, by naming it after the location. If this series from the very beginning had just been called Otherworld, people would not be complaining the way that they are now. Because ultimately that is what they're trying to do with it. They're trying to explain that Silent Hill is its own physical place with its own spiritual power and everything established that we know of. The other world, the idea of this nightmarish layer of reality that stems from people's subconscious, whether it's your own or someone else's, like Alessa in Silent Hill 1 or Walter in Silent Hill 4, or your own personal one like Silent Hill 2. The idea that psychological aspect can happen anywhere. The other world can effectively exist wherever there are other spiritual places, rifts between reality and unreality, even away from the town. Like, the world is a big place. This one little town in Maine can't be the only place where this kind of stuff happens. And I like the idea of trying to expand on that. But yeah, so many people are so up in arms against, just because of the name of the series being Silent Hill and how closely tied to that town everything has been so far. Again, if they just called this Otherworld, I don't think it would have been as much of a problem.
Taking into account that it's a psychological horror, we sought to enhance the essence of Japanese-style horror. The hallmark of Japanese horror is not simply grotesqueness, but the coexistence of beauty and the disturbing.
I love seeing these random things off in the flowers, like pulsating. There's little bits of rocks and stuff that are around here. I mean, what might be rocks, it might be mounds of flesh. But we've already seen people and bodies and stuff kind of hidden in the Higambana off to the sides. Dude, I'm going to have such a good time going through all these flower fields and finding all these things. Looking around at these environments.
We are creating this title with a concept.
Same happened in Silent Hill 4, though that wasn't necessarily in Silent Hill. Same happened in Silent Hill 3. The whole first half of Silent Hill 3 is not in Silent Hill. You're somewhere else entirely. It's not specific as to where. At some point, Harry and Heather lived in Portland, and then they moved to wherever the mall is. But like, when you're in the mall in the start, you're not in the town. You're not in Silent Hill until Douglas fucking drives you there, like halfway through the game. So like, stuff at Otherworld existing away from Silent Hill has been established for a long time now. Fucking 22 years. And for some reason, fans still don't get that. But then again, a lot of the fans who are so vocal about the Silent Hill not taking place in Silent Hill issue, most of them, not all of them, a lot of them are also fans like me who just have a different viewpoint on these things, but most of them probably have only ever played Silent Hill 2. And anything that doesn't conform to Silent Hill 2, they just write it off. And I've got to tell you, Silent Hill 2 is not the standard for the series. Silent Hill 2 is an outlier in the way that it handled its story. It wasn't always personal psychological demons. Silent Hill 1 was not Harry Mason struggling with his own internal turmoil. It was everybody, Harry, Kaufman, Sybil, all being subjected to Alessa's nightmares. Somebody outside of their own heads. Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4, like, they are not like Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is an exception to how the other original games were. And again, a lot of people who only are familiar with Silent Hill 2 are going to kind of confuse that fact and get even more upset when things don't look or feel like Silent Hill 2. So there's a lot of people in that mindset who are just not even giving this a chance, which is really unfair. But hey, you know what? I'm not your dad. It's your money. You don't have to buy video games. You don't have to like things. It's fine. We can have different opinions. But I do think strictly writing this off just because it's not in a little town in Maine. Even if that is sort of the namesake of the series, is just excessively judgmental. What's the word? Pretentious?
Find the beauty in terror.
As a key concept in Silent Hill F is the idea of beauty and terror. We created our visual designs to have a distinct uneasiness to them.
Okay, so the moon meter has gone down in this shot. I'm trying to get a feel for what some of this stuff is from shot to shot where they show the UI. Also, I want to look at this poster on the wall. Or is it filling? It might be something that fills up. It might be something that's depleting.
Uneasiness to them, but also have a...
Here, it's upticked while she's in combat.
horrific charm that would make it so you just couldn't stop.
Here, there's no moon. No moon at all. Also, she's got the little tiny knife. Knife only runs, incoming. Dude, look at this doll.
Stop staring.
Doing the kabuki stomp. The animations. I've seen a lot of people criticizing the enemy design too. I have no idea where that is coming from. I love the enemy design so far. I saw people comparing it to like fucking Downpour's enemies on the subreddit. Like, are you fucking high? What are you talking about? You're gonna compare this to like Prisoner Man with thing on his face? Really? To Dirty Ladies? Look at this fucking thing.
In this matter, we were extremely fortunate to be able to work with Kara-san to design our key character art, as their designs perfectly suited the ideal of beauty and terror.
And the fact that they've got, I want to take his face off. They have face-off variants. I wonder if that's going to be a combat thing, or like where they sustain damage and just fall apart, or if that's going to be a distinction between different variations of enemies as you progress, which I kind of already have guessed at based on some of the gameplay we saw last time.
Regarding the setting, we carefully considered which era would provide a stage and environment that could depict the theme of this story with a higher contrast, and I chose it accordingly. The Showa era, though just half a century ago, feels like a different world. One that remains connected to our present, yet preserves customs and superstitions long forgotten in modern life.
I like that idea as well. And unfortunately, somebody had brought that question up in one of the things we were talking about on a previous stream. Somebody had asked me if a lot of the Japanese aspect of the game is going to be lost in translation. Absolutely, yes. To a lot of people who are not familiar with Japanese culture and Japanese history and how drastically different Japan changed from basically pre-World War II and post-World War II Japan are very, very different places for what should be obvious reasons. So 1960s in particular being sort of like a decade or so, less than a decade from that major turning point in the culture, where culture is still sort of adjusting to this drastically new way of life. A lot of old customs and cultures and beliefs are still there, but there's also a mindset of trying to go forward and just move past kind of everything that they had just come from, everything, how horrible everything had been during the war. So I like the setting, and I like the aesthetic of it. And again, this is all based on actual locations in Japan, Kanayama, in the Gero Prefecture, where they very meticulously recreated a lot of locations. They even recorded the ambient sounds of Kanayama to use for Ebisugaoka.
I hope you'll enjoy that contrast as well.
Another key reason we chose this time frame and location was that there were many, many elements we could draw from that would both feel familiar, yet alien to many players.
Yeah, and there's a lot of parts of Japan that are very like that, just even from a Japanese standpoint, where you do have this blend of old world and new world, modern architecture right next to ancient buildings and temples that have been around for hundreds of years. So especially setting that in the 60s and kind of getting that vibe. And then it's going to be even more foreign to anybody who's not familiar with Japan and Japanese culture and history. It's just going to be a creepy Japanese setting. And for those fans, you just get to say, hey, it looks like Fatal Frame or Siren or Kuon, because that's your only frame of reference for Japan. That's fine. That's okay. Not everybody needs to be a historian to appreciate these kinds of things, but that's all right.
Supporting that sense of uneasiness.
When designing the levels, we began by using the Kinkatsu area of Kinsan Town as a foundation, then selected several representative Japanese locations, such as
Silent Hill 1 was announced. Is there any footage? No footage. It was officially announced, but there's no footage. Just a very brief announcement.
as dagashiya, schools, shrines, and more. These locations, with their strong show.
Yeah, the insides of the shrines here. Area, dark, UGD gameplay. Textures, materials, wooden crate assets.
Air atmosphere.
What was the dog enemy on the whiteboard? I don't know if that's an enemy. It's part of the shrine. You see this? We've seen this in the trailer. There's QB foxes, which are very common in temples and shrines. There's going to be a big focus on Japanese deities and yokai in a lot of the imagery, the enemy designs, the look of the temples and the environments.
Schools, shrines, and more. These locations, with their strong Showa-era atmosphere, help immerse the levels in a distinctly Japanese setting. Of course, we haven't forgotten the other world of Silent Hill.
I'm looking at all the concept art and stuff that they've got back here, trying to look for any little details I may have missed. What are these little shapes and stuff in the foam? Is this just like soundproofing? Or is this actual molds for like props and things? What am I looking at?
Which is a core element of the franchise. After extensive discussions and iterations, which is a core element of the franchise,
Again, just trying to look at as much of these environments, these things on the monitors as much as I can.
Extensive discussions and iterations, and collaboration with Ryukishi
all the scarecrow enemies, the Ayakakashi, I believe they're called, which is all of the enemy names are sort of like wordplay to refer to like what they are. The Ayakakashi, which is kind of like a portmanteau of Ayaka and Kakashi, Kakashi being scarecrow.
7 storyline, we crafted a level experience unique to Silent Hill F. We believe that for
the music during this whole segment, they've got this new piece of music that I don't think we've heard before playing during the background of this. And this is very clearly Yamaoka composition. Very strong Shattered Memories vibes. Just listen to this music track in the background.
Help immerse the levels in a distinctly Japanese setting. Of course, we haven't forgotten the other world of Silent Hill, which is a core element of the franchise. After extensive discussions and iterations, and collaboration with Ryukishi 07 storyline, we crafted a level experience unique to Silent Hill F.
Those little like bells, doom, doom. And then you get those just guitar strums coming through there, while you've got this sort of droning background ambient. That is totally a Shattered Memories exploration sound. Did the Konami stream start already? It's already over, Ezio. This is our second viewing.
I believe that for Asian players, these Japanese-style environments
We've got the little shrines here with all the little things. A lot of fox imagery.
will feel familiar, while for Western players, they will be striking and
Moon almost full. Almost the moon meter almost filled. I keep waiting to see if there's anything in these little circles here, if that's something separate. But I think these are going to be some, I don't know. It could be so many things.
intriguing. Through this game, we hope more players can experience a
Little shrines, all the little details and stuff. Dude, I can't wait. I'm going to be looking at all this stuff so closely. I'll of course do my regular like first playthrough of this game, but I might do a cam hack immediately for my second playthrough.
unique aesthetics and design sensibilities of Japanese culture.
We're tackling a type of theme that has never been explored in the Silent Hill series before. Personally, I believe it's a theme well suited to the world of Silent Hill, but I'll leave it to all of you to decide whether it truly fits.
New theme that has never been explored in Silent Hill before. And he's going to leave it to you to decide, does this belong in Silent Hill? What do you think he could mean by that? The one thing that comes to mind, based on strictly what we've seen in the trailers so far, and everything I know about every other game that I've played religiously, we've never had a protagonist who was dead the whole time. And we straight up get dialogue in the trailer of one of the friends saying Hinako is dead. So this is probably, it's my prediction that the main character, the main protagonist, is dead and essentially trying to come back from the other world or from the afterlife. That she was a victim of bullying or abuse of some sort. And this is sort of like, what if Alessa had been killed and then had the option to come back, but it required sacrificing her friends, which is why her friends would refer to her as a traitor, which is also another recurring theme.
We had countless discussions with neobards about direction and expression throughout development. I truly feel that everything we hoped to convey through the scenario was fully understood and embraced.
I want this fucking book. I'm flying to Japan tomorrow. I'm going to break into their offices. I'm going to steal this book. I need the Silent Hill F storybook.
By the team.
One of our core development goals was to make sure Ryukishi-san's unique storytelling characteristics were completely preserved. Because the flow and pacing of a script is very, very different than that of a playable game, there was a lot of discussion and iteration between our teams on what things would need to be adjusted, why they would need to be adjusted, and how to best go about it.
Again, I'm listening to the music tracks being used in the background here, and I'm already feeling it. I can already sense we're gonna get some Yamaoka bangers on this soundtrack. And we're probably gonna get some good music from other guy, Yakuza composer man. I can't remember his name.
For instance, something we had to consider was the flow of the levels in relation to the story, such as when to push players along, when to give them the freedom to explore. In order to present Ryukishi-san's lore in the most suitable way,
pushing things off in the environment. Yakuza music? Yeah, hold on, let me look up the guy's name. Let me be respectful here. Kensuke Inage. Kensuke Inage, who composed a lot of music, including the iconic Friday Night from Yakuza. He also did music for a lot of music for Tekken and all sorts of stuff. But he is going to be composing the music for the Dark Shrine for this game's Otherworld. And Akira Yamaoka is doing the Fog World soundtrack.
in order to present Ryukishi-san's lore in the most suitable way, we'd organize what information would fit best where, such as through environmental storytelling, secondary information such as a note you'd pick up during gameplay, characterization through animations, VO, etc., etc. And of course,
notes that you pick up during gameplay. There's gonna be notes, everybody. I get to read things.
What parts would be most suitable as a cutscene?
I believe the narrative design of this title is built on one original core element and two fresh new aspects. The core lies in how we carry forward the unique sense of dread and horror that defines Silent Hill. The new aspects come from the story crafted by Ryukishi 07 and the gameplay design that complements it. We carefully considered which moments should create direct stress through gameplay and which should evoke fear through camera work and composition. With this title shifting from a Western setting to Japan, we aim not only to
F is just a letter, or is there more to it? So here's the thing. F is going to mean many things. It's going to represent several aspects of the story, of the game. It's not just going to be one thing. Flowers are a big part of the game. F can stand for that. The friendship that has formed between these characters and apparently been broken is also potentially a reason for it. The stylization of the F is made to look like a forte symbol for music, which means to play something louder or stronger, which may play into it thematically. And the stylization of the F also looks like a dagger that is being stabbed downwards with the handle up at the top and the blade pointed down. And we've seen several instances of ritualistic daggers and people with their faces removed. F could mean face.
Reflect that change in the environment, but also to ensure that the performance and presentation evoke a cultural atmosphere that resonates with players.
Yeah, welcome back, Lisa from Resident Evil. Looking at this. Also 5. So 5 is one of the only ones that I don't consider. A lot of fans have been saying Silent Hill 5, that the F stands for 5. So first of all, we've already had Silent Hill 5. It was called Silent Hill Homecoming. In production, that game was called Silent Hill 5. Second of all, we haven't had a numbered entry in the Silent Hill series since Origins. Numbers are done. None of the games are trying to continue on the numbered entry format. Like, they're just not even trying to. Origins, which was Silent Hill 0 and stylized as Zero Origins everywhere else, but it was called Silent Hill 0 in Japan. That was the last, like, quote-unquote numbered entry, because it was supposed to be your prequel to 1, so they called it 0. You get it? Silent Hill Homecoming in development was Silent Hill 5. And even by that point, they thought trying to continue this as a numbered series is not worth doing anymore, because the games are so far separated and different from that original set of games and those original developers that they just don't even consider the numbers as being a thing anymore. So the numbers haven't been a thing for a long time. You've also got producers like Matoyo Okamoto saying outright that this game is a spin-off. He's not saying that it's a mainline title. He's saying that it's a spin-off. Like, directly in some of his quotes. Let me see. Hold on. I can probably still pull it up because I edited. I put it into my Silent Hill F video recently. I don't know. I guess go watch my Silent Hill F release date trailer on YouTube. But I've got the quote from Matoyo Okamoto there. They're not treating this like Silent Hill 5. They're not saying this is the next mainline Silent Hill game since 4. So I don't think F means 5. I think it means flower, face, friend, forte, stylized knife, imagery, many things, but not 5. Hole in the abdomen, the lock on its neck, similar imagery that we saw on another one of the bosses when Hinako has the Naginata on the temple bridge, and there's the sort of like priestess Oni looking enemy. Look at this. Look at this critter. Oh, it's got its tongue hanging out. You know, oh man, this reminds me of one of the enemies. I mean, it's a much crazier sort of version of it, but this reminds me of one of the enemies in Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. There's like a whole cemetery undead level, and you have these little demon guys wandering around. This reminds me a lot of them. All the little things sticking out of its face. Not sure how I feel about an HP and stamina bar. I'm willing to bet money that this will be an option that you can toggle off. If you don't want the visual on your screen, I'm sure you'll be able to turn this off. Like, the mechanics and stuff will still be there, but you'll probably be able to just turn that off. Silent Hill 3 had it too. It was just invisible there as well. Yes, you could toggle it on after you unlocked it by beating hard mode. Something a lot of people might not know. You had an HP bar and a stamina bar and everything like that. In Silent Hill 3, it was just an unlockable thing. It wasn't part of the default UI. Silent Hill 4 has your HP bar and charge meter for when you're charging up your weapons. Which was also toggleable by an in-game menu option. You could turn it off. So, this is not something unheard of for the series. Reminds me of the Wanderers from Metal Gear Survive, which would make sense if it's an Ito design. It is not. Ito is not involved with F. Breakable weapons coming back. So there are a lot of scenes where you can see the pipe that she's using. I don't know if we have any good examples in this footage, but in the release date trailer gameplay, we had some footage. But yeah, there is scenes where the pipe that she's using is like super bent up. But we don't know if that's going to be breakable weapons. We don't know if that's only going to be certain weapons. We don't know if it's going to deteriorate to the point of breaking, or if it will just be less effective but always usable. We don't know. We don't know yet how all that's going to work. It might be story progression based, where just at a certain point you beat the shit out of your pipe so long and then you replace it, similar to Silent Hill 2 Remake, where you have the wooden plank up until a certain point and then you swap it out for the pipe and it just replaces that melee option altogether. So we will see. Didn't it take a year to find out Silent Hill 2 or 3 had a minimap you can unlock? Silent Hill 2 had a minimap, and it took like 12 years before that was discovered after the release of Silent Hill 2, because it was super, super well hidden in dev commands.
That defines Silent Hill. The new aspects come from the story crafted by Ryukishi 07 and the gameplay design that complements it. We carefully considered which moments should
storyboard for the for one of the scenes. Nothing there in front of her, and then these like 3 Death Stranding BTs show up. Looks like a small axe that she's got here. Visual, reference, thoughts, opinions. What does that say? How to duel with the pipe? It might be the pipe with like an L piece at the end of it. Might be a little tiny axe. Deal? How to deal with the... Definitely says pipe, right?
Create direct stress through.
What does this say? Probably a dumb question. Why is it in English? Because this is a mixed nationality dev team. You've got people who are Chinese speakers and Japanese speakers and English speakers, and they probably have English as a common language between everybody to some degree. So some things like that are going to vary depending on the team. Like, if you've got one little part of the team where they're all Chinese, they'll probably work together in their native language. But when you've got members from multiple parts of the team, all coming together, who are all from different nationalities, they'll probably use a common language, which a lot of times will be English.
Through gameplay, and which should evoke fear through camera work and composition. With this title shifting from a Western setting to Japan, we aim not only to reflect that change in the environment, but also to ensure that the performance and presentation evoke a cultural atmosphere that resonates with players.
Dude, I love this creature. Look at him, waving his arms around. Yum. Oh, and you can see the, like... Look at the snot coming out of this thing. And it's, like, all over her. Look at the tongue. Silent Hill 2 Remake removed Pyramid Head's tongue. And they took note, and they were like, we've got extra tongue for you now. It like, ugh. Ugh. Dude, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. She has a hole in her uniform, just like him. Yeah, the holes in, like, center torso seems to be a recurring theme as well. So, I'm sure we'll find out what all that imagery symbolism is. Does she reach into its ribs? Okay, the way her hand is like on it, it looked like she dug her fingers into its rib cage for a second there. She kind of is. Ugh. This man nearly pukes and then says, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Googie, like, I don't know how I can convey how much horror media I consume. How long I have been a horror fan since I was a little tiny fucking child and watched movies and read books and played games, and gore and gross and scary shit is my life and has been for like 35 years. So when I see stuff and designs and games and things like this that get a reaction out of me, I get excited. All right? It's not fucking Downpour. It's not a dirty lady with long fingernails. It's not a prisoner man with a thing on his face. It's not fucking, you know, terrible monster design that's been in all these other games that have been fucking praised over and over. It's not a fucking animatronic with pointy teeth. It's not a man with a big hammer and a coat. It's something genuinely amazing and disgusting and cool looking, and I can't wait to fucking see it and play this and experience it for myself. Okay, so then here's the Silent Hill 1 reveal. That's all you get. That's all you fucking get. It's Konami. It's Bloober Team. It's in development. It's Silent Hill 1. Is there anything we can decipher from the fog? Yeah, Konami owes me money for my fog effect that I use on my AFK screen. That's what we can decipher from that. See? I've got the same exact fog effect right here. Look, I can even do this. I can adjust how thick the fog is. Can't believe they're stealing your brand like that. Oh, even more than that. I've got a little fog transition that I made. So when I switch from scene to scene, you see like fog sort of fades in and out. Whatever's on screen. Silent Hill Ascension stole that from me during their developer presentations before each episode. I'm just waiting for my check, Konami. I'm sure it got lost in the mail. It's happening. What's up, Techie? It's actually happening. Bloober's making Silent Hill 1 remake. I hope these guys are watching your content. They are. They 100% are. I've had multiple developers in chat or commenting under my YouTube videos over the years. They know who I am. They know who I am. Are we thinking 2027 release? 2027 at the very soonest, because here's my thought process. We've got September, Silent Hill F. We've got Silent Hill Townfall. I would estimate 6 to 9 months after F. And then probably another 6 to 9 months for Silent Hill 1 at the very soonest. I would say late 2027, more likely 2028. We know nothing else about Townfall. We don't need to know anything else about Townfall. We know that Townfall is still in development. It's still happening. There's still Chronos. So Chronos has been in development since Silent Hill 2 Remake was in development. The devs did an interview about that not too long ago. So Chronos and Silent Hill 2 were being developed by Bloober simultaneously. They were doing both. So Chronos is now on like the very last leg of development, but for the most part, it's pretty much done. Am I just as excited about Resident Evil 9? No. I'm excited about Resident Evil 9, but no. I love the Resident Evil series. I've played all of them except for like a couple of the random spin-off ones. Like I've never played Gaiden or Umbrella Chronicles, but I've played like everything else. But I don't dedicate my life to researching them and playing them and streaming them on Twitch for the last 10 years. Silent Hill, I do. So it's not even a comparison, which I'm more excited for. I'm still excited. I'll eventually get around to playing Resident Evil 9, probably like a year later when it goes on sale or something. The same way I did for Village. So, you know. It's cool. I'm glad they're making it. I'm excited. I'll play it, but not nearly to the level of excitement as I am for new Silent Hill stuff. Just watched the teaser, and first thing I did is checking your Twitch channel out. There you go, Warlock. We just watched everything. We've been watching the presentation and talking about everything for the last 2 hours. So for anybody who missed it, this last 2 hours will be up on my YouTube channel. You know, here in a little while. Let me get links for anybody who's here and doesn't already know about the YouTube channels. But there's my main channel. And then the raw stream archives, unedited, go up on this channel. So you can find everything I've just watched and reacted to and discussed on those two channels. We've also got our Discord community. If you want to join us over there for even more discussion, as I find out more info and if like interviews and articles and things like that start to come out, which they most likely will soon. We've got a Silent Hill info channel where I tend to post all of that sort of stuff. So if you want to try and join our Discord and keep up with all of that for even more discussion, you are more than welcome. Remaking the first one makes me more hype than 2 did. They have to do much more changes this time around. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff when it comes to adapting Silent Hill 1 that's going to be very, very different than when they were adapting Silent Hill 2. But I'm excited. I was not hype for Silent Hill 2 Remake when it was first announced because I had played every single one of Bloober Team's games and I did not like any of them. The only thing that I thought Bloober Team did well was visuals, and they kind of sucked at their writing and gameplay and pacing and everything else. And then Silent Hill 2 Remake came out and completely destroyed my negative expectations. The game was really, really fucking good. It is up there in my tier list along with original games. So I've got a lot more faith in Bloober Team this time around. So we'll see what they wind up doing for Silent Hill 1. But, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited for 1 Remake. I'm excited for F. Hopefully, again, this is my prediction. F is going to come out in September. I imagine towards the end of October, we'll get a Konami transmission, and they'll talk some more about Townfall, maybe get some more info on the movie, Return to Silent Hill, and hopefully next year start getting some information about Silent Hill 1 Remake. So surely Bloober will remake 3 at some point. Maybe. I think a lot of it is going to depend on the sales of these next games. It's going to depend on how well Silent Hill F does. It's going to depend on how well Townfall does. And they're going to be watching the potential reception, and then once it releases, they're going to be watching the numbers for Silent Hill 1 Remake. So if it seems like it is still going to be profitable for them, Konami will continue doing these remakes and new games and stuff. If it seems like it's dropping off and the hype dies, Konami will probably kill the franchise again. Didn't 2 remakes sell really well? It depends on the metric that you are looking at. In terms of just the Silent Hill franchise, Silent Hill 2 Remake is the best-selling Silent Hill game. It was previously Silent Hill 1. Silent Hill 1 was the best-selling Silent Hill game until Silent Hill 2 Remake, which is now the best-selling Silent Hill game. It sold about 2.5 million copies, which sounds like a lot, but here's the thing. Compared to Konami's other franchises, like Metal Gear Solid and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pro Evolution Soccer, Silent Hill as an entire franchise is a tiny little drop in the bucket, even counting how well Silent Hill 2 Remake sold. It is one of their least profitable franchises out of everything that they do. It's profitable. It makes them money. But it's on the lower end of that scale. Like, by a long shot. So, these next games have to do really well. They have to do as well as Silent Hill 2 Remake did. They can drop off a little bit, but they need to do really well, or Konami's not going to bother putting time and effort into this series anymore. Like, unfortunately, that's what businesses do. Those are the things they look at. One thing I hope about Silent Hill 1 Remake is that Bloober Team cuts 0 weapons this time. So I get the feeling we will have less of the weapon cuts and things like that. Just because Silent Hill 2 Remake was like their first time making combat in a game. They hadn't really done combat before. Now they've got Silent Hill 2 Remake under their belt, and they've got Chronos the New Dawn coming out relatively soon. So they've got combat and action experience now. So they've got a better idea on how to handle those kinds of things than they did when they started development for Silent Hill 2 Remake. So I feel like we've got a better chance to have less cuts in terms of weapons and combat. Thoughts on the HUD in Silent Hill F? It's fine. It doesn't bother me, and I'm 99% sure you'll be able to turn it off if you don't want to look at it. I'm curious to know what it all is. I feel like health bar, stamina bar is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm not sure about the little crescent moon gauge or the little flower gauge or any of that stuff. I'm guessing those are going to be buffs because you've got, let me pull this up. So if you pre-order, you get these things, the Omamori, and your item pack. So let me pull this up. So Omamoris, I'm just going to read you the Wikipedia entry. Omamori are Japanese amulets commonly sold at Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples dedicated to particular Shinto kami, as well as Buddhist figures, and are said to provide various forms of luck and protection. I think these are literally going to be buffs. They're going to be things for your protection so that you take less damage or, whatever. They're going to have different varying effects depending on what Omamori you have equipped. And I think that's what some of that UI was. There's like little circles and little things there. Those are probably going to represent what Omamori you have in use. Yeah, then you've got your divine water. There might be some sort of corruption, curse mechanic, sanity mechanic. Shriveled aburage, which is like fried tofu, old shriveled dried tofu. Who knows what that's gonna do? Maybe that's gonna be like this game's meat jerky. It's gonna be the Silent Hill 3 beef jerky all over again. You can lure enemies away by putting some fried tofu on the ground. And then good old first aid kit. Japanese sort of ration styled, war ration styled first aid kit. Pre-ordered physically, so I guess I'm just not going to end up with this buff item and have a speedrun disadvantage. I hate in-game non-cosmetic pre-order bonuses. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that Omamori will be exclusive. I mean, it seems like it based on the way this is phrased, but it may also be something unlockable in-game, fingers crossed, but yeah. Hopefully that doesn't fuck things up in terms of, speed running and just, if it's a pre-order PC exclusive, it might need to be banished to a subcategory. That would probably be the smartest thing to do. I'm sure we'll put the community to a vote on it once the game comes out and we know how all this stuff actually works and what the limitations and exclusive stuff is. But you never know. You never know. Downpour had exclusive pre-order bonuses, and it turned out they're just codes that you throw into the locker, and it doesn't actually matter. So it wound up not really affecting anything. Everybody just uses the pre-order battle axe. So it might be a situation like that where there's some way to get it in game even without this. There will also probably be mods. It's coming out on PC. You can basically mod anything into PC, including content that exists on other versions of the game can essentially be ripped and ported in. So it might take some effort, but I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it as a speedrun community. I'd be more upset about potential digital exclusive bonuses if I had a console to play a physical version on, but all I have is Switch 2, so Steam it is. Yeah, I'm mainly going to be focusing on PS5 and PC. Basically all I do these days is either on PS5 or Steam. Ancient Oleander, you're late. Bloober's making Silent Hill 1. And everyone's going to complain about Silent Hill F's UI. Other than that, nothing new. Those are the big pieces of news. Bloober's making Silent Hill 1, and everyone's going to complain about the UI for F. That's the main topics of discussion right now. Do we think Silent Hill 1 Remake will be PS5 or PS6? It'll be out way before PS6. PS6 is going to be like 2030. Unless there's something that I missed. Did that get announced? Did State of Play announce that we're getting PS6? Heard rumors about 2027 or 2028? I doubt that. I doubt that. Even if that is the case, yeah, there's no way it would be a PlayStation 6 exclusive. It would probably be PS5 and PS6 along with everything else. Like F is releasing on like everything. F is on like all the platforms. It's on PC, it's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox. It's on all the things. So hopefully they'll continue with that going forward. I know a lot of people were put off because of the 1 year Silent Hill 2 Sony exclusive deal, but hey, that contract ends this October. So for Christmas, we'll probably get the Xbox Silent Hill 2 announcement. Maybe Born from a Wish DLC, if we are to believe rumors. Oleander, thank you so much for the tier 2 resub. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the love and support. And the 5 community gift subs. Going out to Chodamon, Ponsky, Tone Zone, Lemony Boy, and Barry Scott's Glass Eye. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Would be neat to see Silent Hill 2 DLC, but it feels weirdly late to bother after announcing Silent Hill 1 Remake. I disagree. People are going to be excited for Silent Hill 2 Remake content, whether it's a year or 2 years or 5 years later. The game was a success. Fans are going to be happy just to get... Dude, people would be hype just for fucking patches to fix some of the issues that are still in it, let alone new content. People don't just immediately jump ship and say, well, Silent Hill 1's in development. No footage, no details, no dates. So now it's time to ignore everything else until this comes into existence? People don't work that way. Some, maybe, but that's a very small minority. Silent Hill 1 is everything to me, to be honest. Also, Bloober, you're working on Silent Hill. When you get to the part where you're recording voices, I know you've got people watching my streams. I'll be Harry Mason. I'll do it. This is not a dream. What's happening to this place? Will you mocap him too? Sure. Put some roller skates on and swing a katana? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This would be a great YouTube video. Everyone who always asks, will this be on YouTube, or says this will be a great YouTube video, every single second of my streams goes on YouTube, for those who don't know. There's no reason to ask. The answer is yes. The raw streams go on my archive channel. The edited videos go on the main channel. Everything goes on YouTube. Do the goofy run cycle that makes him look like he really has to crap? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll sit there and drink some Metamucil for like 9 hours straight and then record some running animations. I got you. I got you, Bloober Team. Just call me. Send me a message. DM me on Discord. Will you do it for free? I would do it a lot cheaper than anybody else out there, not for free. But I will undercut everybody else in the industry. I promise you that. Will you do a what the when Harry discovers the magical 4th floor button in the hospital elevator? What the? What is that? Who in the hell was that? All right. I need to go fix something for lunch and take my daily medication, get my designated time outside in the sun for my vitamin D deficiency. So I'm going to call it here. I'm excited. All this is going to go up on YouTube. So for anybody who missed it, it's going to be on the archive channel like 20 minutes after the stream ends. If you want to go watch my live reaction to everything, as well as the discussion afterwards, you can watch it all there. Of course, the VOD will be here on Twitch. I'll be back later today to play some Dead by Daylight, and later tonight to do some more Silent Hill 2 Remake cam hack. So, plenty more stuff today. Hirimi, hope you're doing well, man. Got here right at the very end just to get the streak, keep the streak going. But yeah, thanks you guys so much for coming by, hanging out. Especially so early in the morning, at least for me. And yeah, I'll catch you all later for some DBD and some Silent Hill 2 Remake cam hack. But till then, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Hang on, I'll do it as Harry. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Much love and peace.